Let's go live now to Perth, where the West Australian Premier Mark McGowan is speaking.
0 cases of COVID-19 overnight. A positive result, but please, none of us should be complacent. 2 weeks ago, when I announced the delay in moving to phase 5 of our roadmap, I detailed a gradual increase in people seeking to come to Western Australia from overseas and also from interstate. The risk was twofold: the demands on our hotel quarantine getting to unmanageable levels and the risk of infection returning into our community. Since that time, we put in place a number of new measures, including a cap on international arrivals. Our hard border with the east got even harder, with tougher restrictions on people from Victoria and New South Wales, and we moved air arrivals from Victoria directly into hotel quarantine. The good news is that these measures appear to have worked. Our hotels are being managed appropriately, and the number of people in our hotels are back under control at 1,400 people currently in our hotels overnight. Arrivals from Victoria and New South Wales have slowed right down, and I know, unfortunately, this has caused issues for many people. New rigorous testing regimes have been introduced as well, and our public health team has followed up on every Victorian arrival in the month of July before the tougher border controls came in, and they've all been tested, and we have no evidence of COVID-19 amongst those people. This is all good news, but with the serious situation in Victoria still playing out, and with New South Wales being monitored closely, our Chief Health Officer has recommended a further delay on phase 5 easing of restrictions. Phase 5 would have seen the removal of Western Australia's nation first 2 square metre rule and the removal of the 50% capacity limit for our major venues. Therefore, which would have meant the removing of all controls except for our hard borders and restrictions on entering remote Aboriginal communities. Western Australia led the nation in easing restrictions and has allowed us to get back to normal in a COVID-safe way. But there is no need to take any risks right now. That's why we've accepted the health advice, and we will be delaying the introduction of phase 5 until at least Saturday, August 15. This is a further 2-week delay, and I stress August 15 is a tentative date only. We will provide clarity on if we can proceed with this timeline about a week out from August 15. Again, that decision will be based on the latest health advice. We are unashamedly being extra cautious here. It is the responsible and sensible decision to take. We have come so far as a state, there is just no need to risk everything we've worked for the sake of 2 weeks. The federal government update yesterday showed that Western Australia is the bright spot of the nation's economy. Putting the hard border in place early to stop community transmission allowed confidence to return. A recent ANZ survey showed Perth is the most confident city in the nation, and we must keep it that way. And the ANZ report also indicates WA spending growth is the strongest now of all the states. And whilst we are recovering stronger than the others, we still have a long way to go and a lot of work to do. Today's National Cabinet agreed on a pathway forward to streamline environmental approvals to help provide industry with certainty and confidence. Western Australia will be signing a bilateral agreement with the Commonwealth to remove duplication in environmental approvals. We will be retaining extremely high environmental standards, but we will be removing Commonwealth duplication. This is great for business confidence and does not harm the environment. We will keep extremely high environmental standards in place. All we're doing is removing duplication. We will be also supporting...
WA Premier announcing that phase 5 of easing restrictions in that state will be delayed until at least Saturday, August 15.